and welcome to another tropical update from Cayman Hurricane Center. And folks, we are closely watching our tropical storm Rafael, which is expected to become a hurricane, is working its way up in terms of intensity and is currently impacting Jamaica and will be en route to the Cayman Islands. So getting to it, the our system here, we're as we could see, definitely ramped up here quite a bit. Definitely, really taking off now as it's passing very close to Jamaica. Again, we are noting a tighter core that is developing here, but we do want to note the larger rain bands that extend even out to Haiti and down across the area here. And again, this will be aiding to bring some significant rainfall for the areas in the western and northwestern Caribbean. Getting down to the nitty-gritty here of our storm here. A little bit of a earlier advisory here, but as of advisory was located around 16.7 north, 77.6 west, about 105 south, southwest of Kingston, Jamaica, 295 southeast of Grand Cayman. Winds were at 45, the movement generally northwest or north-northwest at about 12. The pressure at 996 millibars. Again, with that, we do have, again, a hurricane warning up for the Cayman Islands. We do have a let's just change that there. We do have a tropical storm warning for Jamaica. Again, we're watching that, and just to be cautious here, don't be surprised if we see this thing ramping up quite a bit, and could even see some gust nearing hurricane force for parts of Jamaica once this thing moves at its closest point to Jamaica. So we're going to be watching for that as we go forwards. Again, hurricane warning is in effect for the Cayman Islands, tropical storm warning for Jamaica. We do note that the hurricane warning now in effect for western Cuba, provinces of Pinar del Rio, Artisma, La Habana, Mebec, Matanaz, and Isle of Youth. Tropical storm warning, Villa Clara, Fugos, Santi Espiritus, Sego de Avila. We also see the tropical storm watches in effect for the Cuban provinces of Camagüey and Las Tunas. We also note a tropical storm watch for the lower and middle Florida Keys from Key West to Dry Tortugas and the Channel 5 bridge. That we do have additional watches and warnings may be required. So again, for areas in the Western Caribbean, the Gulf of Mexico should closely monitor the progress of that. So just quickly looking here again, generally speaking, we're expecting it to move off generally to the northwest through the Cayman Islands, Cuba, and we could likely see some stalling out over the Gulf of Mexico. Eventually, we are seeing in the guidance that it will eventually curve up northeast. So of course, the northeastern Gulf here should be closely monitoring the progress of this as we do go forward. Still, a lot of time we'll have to see how things progress with that. Also, I want to note we are seeing a little bit of shifting in where exactly the system is, and this is going to matter for Jamaica, the Cayman Islands, Cuba, in terms of where exactly the strongest of conditions are. If the center is a little bit further more towards the west, of course, that may introduce more impacts to Grand Cayman. If it's a little bit more northeast, of course, obviously in the immediate term, Jamaica, Western Jamaica, then the sister islands, Cayman Brac, Little Cayman, could be more directly impacted. And then, of course, we could look for Isle of Youth, Cuba, or the western tip of Cuba, where exactly those strongest of conditions may be. And then, of course, the further north and east track would take it closer to the Florida Keys, further southwest track away from Florida. But and we got plenty of time to watch and see how that progresses. In terms of impacts here, what we'd be looking for here is, again, hurricane conditions expected in the Cayman Islands as we get into the latter portions of Tuesday and getting into Tuesday night into a Wednesday early morning. We could also expect to see that for Western Cuba and the Isle of Youth as well a little bit later on Tuesday. Tropical storm conditions again in Jamaica, and that will be continuing through Tuesday morning and a little bit into the day. We could see that tropical storm conditions for parts of west central Cuba, maybe even parts a little bit further to the east, that are possible, and as well as those tropical storm conditions possible there for the Florida Keys as we get late Wednesday into Thursday. So we're going to be watching out for that. Rainfall, again, we are expecting this to ramp up and potentially rapidly intensify, but the biggest factor of this system is going to be the rainfall. Significant heavy rains that are going to be causing 3 to 6 inches with up to 9, could even see up to a foot in some isolated areas. So we'll be looking out for that. Flooding, of course, Jamaica, the Cayman Islands, Cuba. We're going to be looking for possible mudslide issues, especially in the mountainous terrains of Jamaica and Cuba. For the Florida Keys and adjacent southeast United States area, 1 to 3 inches could be seen. Storm surge, Jamaica looking at some minor coastal flooding. In Cayman Islands, we could see 1 to 3 feet. Could be even more, depending on how much the system strengthens and where exactly it tracks. We'll be looking out for that. Could see as much as 6 to 9 feet over the northwestern Caribbean, getting towards Cuba and the Isle of Youth, especially on onward-facing shores from the winds. Dry Tortugas, Lower Florida Keys. Dry Tortugas 1 to 3, Lower Florida Keys 1 to 2. Spells generated by this will be impacting much of the Western Caribbean, and they're into the Gulf of Mexico as we get into the end of the week. Folks, I just want to quickly mention, stay tuned to our friend and their colleague Mark Sudduth at Hurricane Track tomorrow morning in the Tuesday morning live session. Maybe joining him on that stream, so do take a look at that. Again, go check him out, Hurricane Track. We may be having a bit of a discussion on there about what is going to be taking place in Cayman with regards to this system. So keep your eyes out on that. And again, please go ahead, check out Mark Sudduth at Hurricane Track. Awesome guy, awesome project going on over there. If you are not subscribed to him yet, please do subscribe. And of course, do subscribe to us here as well on the channel. We surely do appreciate it as well. Give the video a like as well. Leave a comment. Let us know what you think, what you guys are expecting for the areas expected to be impacted. Yeah, let's get a conversation going. Anyway, this has been the update from us. We'll be back with more.